Welcome to our webinar, third time lucky. Doing more with data, how to harness the exponential power of brand fans. So today there's going to be three speakers. There's myself, Roy Robinson, I'm Chief Product Officer, and Anka Phillip, Head of Product at Mince.me, and we also have a guest speaker in Cheryl Gibson-Hill, Head of PR and Content at Tillits Clothing. So we'd really like to welcome you today. So during this session, what we're going to be looking at, if we go to our agenda, is the marketing landscape. So what problems do we see today and how are they evolving over this year? How do we expect them to evolve over this year, next year? We're going to look at the opportunity of referral marketing and we'll mention me. We're going to be looking at our brand new set of features, Enhance, and how we can use that to maximize brand advocacy. We're going to have an interview with Cheryl, as I said, at Tillits Clothing, and then we're going to look at some more of our launches for this year, marketing automation integrations, and then finally there'll be some time for Q&A. So if you'd like to ask a question at any time during this webinar, then please feel free to leave it in the comments section, and then we will have Eliza, we'll gather those questions together. When we get to the end, then we'll have time for hopefully a few questions in the Q&A section. So what we'll do is we'll go on to look at now the marketing landscape. So we see the challenges that are evolving constantly today. Brands are navigating an increasingly demanding marketing landscape. The current state of the marketing ecosystem can be seen just as unsustainable. We see that consumers themselves are losing trust in digital advertising. They suspect, obviously, they suspect advertisers of storing data that they don't know about and perhaps using it in ways that they don't agree with. But as well as that, even when you see the amount of data that is saved today and used, whenever, I'm sure we've all been on websites today and you see so many irrelevant advertisements coming up on a website perhaps, and you think to yourself, what on earth do they think? Who do they think I am? What do they think they've been doing with these irrelevant ads? And it can get very frustrating and very annoying. And that tends to erode the trust in marketing platforms and digital marketing platforms. Then last year we saw Apple's iOS 14.5, the privacy updates that's going to stop the use of third-party cookies. We know that Google has said that I think it's by early next year, they're going to fulfill its vow to cull third-party cookies. So what that means is that advertising and marketing is going to have to change, because for so many years, these different third-party cookies have been used to be able to target consumers with what they see as the right offer at the right time. So brands are going to have to start and rely almost entirely on zero and first-party data. But getting the most out of first-party data and zero data is a real challenge. We can see a stat there from Salesforce, which said that 56% of respondents cited data mismanagement as the #1 barrier preventing marketing growth. So you may have lots of data across your MarTech stack, but actually being able to combine it, put it together and put it into something that's useful is really challenging. And so we have to ask, are brands ready to be able to deal with the death of the third-party cookie and to be able to leverage their data in the way they need to make it as valuable as possible? And then finally, everyone on this call will realize the challenge with rising customer acquisition costs. In the last 6 years, the cost of acquiring new customers has increased 60%. So we know that Facebook and Google, all the big players, are constantly rising up the prices as they create these walled gardens, as they create what they see as the monopolies. And this really makes it a challenge for brands to be able to manage their acquisition costs and indeed to try and drive them down. So if we go on to sum that up then in a statement, we can see that it's even harder for brands to obtain and utilize data to target, acquire and retain customers, and to do that at a budget which suits them. So what are we going to do today? Today we're going to talk about how referral marketing can help. So if we look at what some of the experts around the world are saying, this is from Fred Reichheld. You might know him. He was the inventor or the creator of NPS score back 20 years ago now. And he's worked with some of the most foremost marketing experts across the world. And he wrote an article in the Harvard Business Review back in November 2021, talking about NPS 3.0. But this is what he said. I thought it was a really interesting quote. He said, firms today undervalue referrals. They treat them as icing on the cake rather than an essential, perhaps the most essential ingredient for sustainable growth. So all marketers out there, we all want to be able to have sustainable growth in our business. And it's interesting that he's calling out that probably the best tool you can use is referral. It's probably the most essential tool that you can use there. So consumers might be turning away from traditional advertising but they're listening more and more closely than ever to the recommendations of their friends and their families. So what is the solution? Well, mention me, we're pioneers of putting referral at the heart of marketing. The mouthwatering potential of referral marketing. So alongside immediate updates to the tactical side of paid campaigns, marketers should consider how they build engagement and advocacy with their customers, because these relationships are the ones that provide foundations for long-term revenue and growth, especially given what we've seen about the death of the third-party cookie and the loss of trust in some of the traditional digital marketing channels. But how do you find new customers if you can't target them with paid advertising? Well, you're probably already connected to them via your current customers. People recommend brands that they trust and feel confident about that will make them look good. That means that word of mouth marketing becomes even more important. And if you think about it, it's all it's that human interaction that we have. You might be out having a coffee with a friend, or you might be down the pub having a few drinks after a hard week in the office, and you see somebody and they maybe have a new bag or a new pair of shoes or a new outfit, a new coat, a new dress, or a new phone, and you say to them, hey, where did you get that? That looks cool. And they're able to give you a recommendation. They're able to say, hey, I got it such and such, and the brand's brilliant and the staff were awesome. That has so much more power than being on a website and just seeing some digital ads come up that may or may not be relevant. And we know that marketing is continue to evolve throughout the past 10 years, and will continue to do that in the next 10 years. And referral is going to be one of the leading growth channels in this evolution, in this revolution. You can see that from these stats. Back in 2000, there was really no referral market. It was just something that was done ad hoc by some brands. 20 years later, we see that the referral market was worth $1 billion, and by 2040, it's projected to be worth $50 billion. And some of the results that come from that, just to drill down into it a bit more. So customer acquisition, so look at the 10 times return on investment for referral. So you can't say that necessarily about Facebook or about Google advertising. We say there's a 30% increase in new customer acquisition through referral. Now, all of you here on this call will understand how successful a referral campaign can be. But what we're going to talk about today with the new product releases we have is how you can even supercharge that further to help you meet other business goals. So what I wanted to do now was just go on to our vision and mission, because recently at Mention Me, we spent a lot of time thinking about how can we make this reality for brands? How can we help them to realize some of these metrics that we just talked about? So our stated vision is now to make all brands think advocacy first. Just make all brands think advocacy first. And if you could just think back to the quote from Fred Reichheld just a few slides ago, where he talked about that one of the most important things, probably the most essential thing that brands can do, is to have referral as a channel, and referral leads to advocacy. So we want to help all of brands, everyone on this call and all the brands that we engage with, think advocacy first. But how are we going to do this? Well, if you think about our mission then, is to use referral to harness the exponential power of fans, to use referral to harness the exponential power of fans. So we know, and we'll talk about this a little bit later on, that if I refer one of my friends to a brand, they're much more likely to refer someone else in turn, and they're much more likely to have an increased average order value. And that's the same for the next person to refer to the next, and it becomes a chain. It becomes this exponential growth, earned growth that Fred Reichheld talked, that brands can harness today. So how are we going to do that? Well, in our platform, we're investing heavily as a company. You've probably seen recently that we secured $25 million in additional funding to help us realize this vision and mission. And we're going to do this through developing referral engineering and referral science to help make referral a core marketing channel, which provides indispensable advocacy insights across the marketing technology stack. Now, that seems like quite a mouthful. So what are we talking about there? Well, basically, we're going back to using data to be able to make campaigns smarter, but also to be able to use that data to look for predictive insights that we can use. And we'll be talking about that later in the year. And today is the start of that journey. With these exciting features that we're releasing today, this is the start of us really leveraging and making it possible for brands to leverage that first-party data, something which they may or may not struggle with at the moment. So how are we going to do that in the platform? What is that going to look like for our customers? Well, what we want to do by the products that we launch, products and product features that we launch this year, is help to take brands on a journey. So everyone on this call today will already have, or will hopefully already have mentioned me or have a referral program as a standalone channel. We know the value it has. We've talked about some of the metrics and stats that back that up. We've seen that with the over 450, almost 500 brands that we deal with today. We've seen that in the over $1.5 billion of revenue that we've generated for our customers through the Mention Me platform, and the millions of referrals that we handle every week and every month. But what we want to do then by using data is move customers along this journey. So the next step is to have integrated referral to deliver consistent multi-channel referral programs. So that's something we're going to be talking about today whenever we talk about our marketing automation integrations. Being able to then not just have referral as one touch point, but have it across any touch point that customers might visit you on, whether that's in mobile app, whether it's on the website, whether you're talking to them by email, by SMS. These are all things that we're going to be delivering this year to help you have a much more enhanced referral program. And then the third box there, the yellow one, referral used to optimize across marketing channels. So we're going to be talking about today how you can use the data and enhance that you capture to make your decisions smarter, to be able to drive advocacy for your brand. But we're also going to be looking at using it across marketing channels. And again, we'll talk about that today, how we're beginning that journey. But then once we help customers to reach that level, then we start to talk about true advocacy. Being able to use advocacy insights, the data we have, plus the intelligence, plus the science that we'll be using to be able to use that data to make segmentation strategies much smarter. And that, again, that's across any channel. We know how big a tool that segmentation continues to be for our customers, making sure to target the right people at the right time by the right group. And then finally, the final step will be advocacy insight amplifying omni-channel customer experience. So we know the importance of knowing the right offer at the right time for our customers across whatever touch point or whatever time of day. And to be able to use those advocacy insights, to be able to use that first-party data, especially as that death of third-party cookies happen, to make sure that every decision is smarter across the marketing channel is something that we will be delivering within the product over the next few years, starting today. So that's just an introduction into why we're doing what we're doing today. I'm going to hand over to my colleague Anka, who's going to talk through some more details. But before I do, just a reminder of the poll question. How do you see, the poll question at the start, which was, what are the biggest challenges in marketing you would like to support with over the next year? Okay, Anka, I will hand over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Roy. I'm really excited to talk through today our latest product innovations and how they can help you navigate this complex marketing landscape that Roy was referring to. So over the next 10 minutes or so, I will introduce you to Enhance, our new product functionality designed to turn more of your customers into fans. And we will also be speaking to Cheryl from Tillits Clothing about how they've been using Enhance to experiment with different messages and drive more growth for the business. Now, we know that every touch point on post-purchase that identifies and engages potential brand advocates is extremely valuable to a brand. And we also know that in a successful referral program, about 15% or so of customers do share on the order confirmation page. And so there's real untapped potential in understanding what are the next best actions you could be showing to your customers. And really, this can make the difference between a non-engaged customer and a brand advocate or a fan. And you can spend months trying to figure out which customers should see referral and which ones should see other messages that might drive a more valuable action. And for customers not ready to refer yet, showing a referral message on post-purchase is simply a missed opportunity. They'll just click off and leave your website. And all of this is making it increasingly hard to reach your target customers because people like you, people like me, are expecting the brands they buy from to provide personalized experiences and to anticipate their individual needs and to provide relevant suggestions. And so by using our enhanced set of features, you can directly influence buying behavior across the customer lifecycle. You can enhance your referral, you can enhance your acquisition, you can enhance your retention, and ultimately you can enhance customer advocacy. So how does this work? Well, with Enhance, you can let your customers choose between multiple offers on the order confirmation page. So that can be either referral or a discount on next order or an incentive to sign up to your newsletter. So you are ultimately experimenting to see what resonates with them best and which offer they're engaging with the most. So I wanted to show you now how we are using it, how one of our customers is using this functionality on the order confirmation page. So imagine that you have bought from this brand, and instead of being presented with a referral offer, you are given a choice. And at this point, this brand is choosing, is offering a choice between either allowing customers to share with their friends and get 15% off, or they could get £5 off straight away. So customers who are real advocates for this brand, they can simply click through and start sharing with their friends straight away. But those who are not quite ready to share yet, well, they can claim a discount, and they'll be receiving an email straight away with a coupon code for £5 off when they spend over £25 or with their next purchase. So you can still see here that this brand is driving a repeat purchase and also aiming to decrease the time it takes that customer to come back to order by intelligently adding some urgency to the message. And this is what makes it so powerful. So if we go back to the slides, you can actually see now how Enhance can help your brands rethink how they engage with customers, and really let them choose. They can help you learn more about your customers and really turn insights into action that drive better results. And also Enhance makes it easier to provide the right content to the right customer. It helps you gain a deeper understanding of your customers because it shifts the momentum by allowing them to choose their preferred offer. With Enhance, it takes just 7 days to learn your customer's preferred offer. And within 30 days, you'll know what's driving more value, and you'll be able to build data-led segments accordingly. So to summarize, Enhance really is a powerful functionality, and it allows you to build sustainable repeat revenue, optimizing for other business goals beyond revenue, such as growing your database and measuring customer satisfaction. And the results we're seeing from our clients so far are incredible. For example, giving customers a choice increases their engagement on post-purchase page. We're seeing 50% click-through rates on the overlays on post-purchase compared to around 21% or so when showing referral only. And better still, customers choosing referral as part of Enhance are 5 times more likely to share the offer than those shown referral by itself. And even more, Enhance will really drive your other business goals. So for example, with our newsletter sign up, you'll be able to grow your database and build it with first-party data. And we've heard how important that is these days. This will allow you to nurture your existing customers, to increase engagement with your brand, and also to drive sales and acquire new customers. With our discount on next order, as we've seen from the example I've just shown you, we can encourage customers to buy again and really drive those repeat rates to deliver more revenue for your business. And finally, we can also surface NPS surveys to your customers, and this will help you gauge customer sentiment and collect feedback. And you're able to customize those journeys to show different messages depending on the scores that promoters and detractors are giving you. And as we know, promoters account for more than 80% of referrals in most businesses and have double the share rate than others. So with NPS survey, you can target them with referral. Whilst detractors, on the other hand, they account for more than 80% of negative word of mouth. And so you can target these customers that have given you a low score, and you can ask them to share their feedback so you can learn and improve their experiences. And so this is just a quick kind of run through our core functionality that we have introduced with Enhance. But I wanted to invite Cheryl now to talk through her experiences of using Enhance with Tillits Clothing. So Cheryl, hello, thank you so much for joining us today. Would you like to give us a very short introduction to your business?
Okay, so I work for Tillits Clothing, which is a ladies' clothing business. Predominantly, our demographic is ladies aged between 40 to sort of 65. Depending on the styles, we can go up a little bit higher and we can go a little bit younger. So we have what I would consider, especially for this day and age, a very, very difficult demographic to reach. So with Tillits, it can be quite difficult to get those new customers and those new sales. But in general, Tillits Clothing has been doing very, very well for the last few years. But yeah, that's kind of the basics.
There's some challenges that lots of people on this call must relate to. But Cheryl, what's your take on the current marketing landscape and some of these challenges that Roy introduced before? How are they affecting your brand?
I'm sure lots of people can relate. I know I've had conversations with yourself and with Jonathan and with Nick regarding sort of digital marketing in general. Over the past few years, it has gotten considerably more difficult to reach new customers, to make those conversions. We saw a complete switch in 2020 with Facebook, where I'm pretty sure I said to you, Anka, that it was very, very clear to see that Facebook during 2020, during that initial first lockdown, they very much loosened their reins. We were able to reach people without increasing our spend, thousands upon thousands of people more. We got an influx of new customers. We went from getting 200 new customers a week to getting 2,000 customers a week. They completely loosened everything. And then as things started to open up more, you could see the change overnight where they went back to their old ways. Now, we thought in 2020 it had been a bit of a change and, this trend was going to continue, and it absolutely didn't. So as soon as they kind of, they tightened the reins and everything, it was very, very clear to us that we were back to pre-COVID, and it was back to really, really struggling with digital marketing and meeting those new customers again, which is at the point of where we started looking into refer a friend, because our customers in general are very, very loyal. And so we figured that kind of marketing would be where we were going to get our new customers from going forward, because it's so hard now.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. There's definitely a big trend on that. What were your thoughts when you first heard about the new set of features in Enhance? Were you looking for a functionality like this?
So interestingly, I thought I'd invented the idea before I actually spoke to Jonathan, to Nick. I'd basically said that I wanted to run a new promotion because we've been running 20% off for you and your friend. And I wanted to try a monetary discount, but I didn't want to do the original split test, right, when we first started, where some people would see the monetary discount and some people would see the 20%, because I personally felt like I was never going to get a real judgment, because say if I'm shown the monetary one but I would prefer the percentage, but I don't see that. And so that was my frustration. So I spoke to Nick and I said, like, can we do this? Can I what I want to do is I want to show the customers £20 off, and I want to show them 20% off, but I want 20% to not have a minimum spend and £20 to have a minimum spend. And he was like, leave it with me, let me see what he can do. And obviously he went back to the team, and it was difficult in the beginning because I think they were very much sort of working in the middle of things, and I was like, I want to get this on now. This is a company run entirely by women, so it's very much we get things done now. They're kind of waiting, and so it took a couple of weeks of them tying up the loose ends, because the initial issue was that when people would be shown the two offers, it wasn't auto-filling the details. And that is something that with our Klaviyo integration has become like pivotal. It's such a good thing for us. They managed to get that fixed. And as soon as it went on, I could see the difference in the customers that were getting enrolled and actually actively going through or dropping off. So you could definitely see that difference within a couple of days. But yeah, I sadly discovered that I hadn't invented it.
Well, like, we have an amazing product team here, so we've been kind of cooking this idea for some time as well, and it's like really exciting to hear a lot of like really good feedback from across our client base, and everyone really excited to try it out. So yes, that's really exciting to hear. And during your experience so far, what sort of results are you seeing? What type of insights are you getting?
The strangest thing, actually, it's been a conversation that I've been having with Nick when we have our catch-ups. At the moment, we are running both offers still, because we're getting information that at the minute I'm not entirely sure what my next step is, which I actually find really interesting. So basically what we're finding is that people who are seeing the, so we have one offer which is a £20 off a £40 spend, which is a huge discount. But we really wanted to try this like huge, sort of huge thing that would jump out at people. So £20 off £40 discount and 20% off with no minimum spend. And so what we found is that the people who are seeing the £20 one and the 20% are clicking through more and enrolling on the £20 one, but they are actually sharing more on the 20% one, which is really interesting, because I guess the way that we're kind of manipulating our marketing in that respect is because that £20 one is pulling people in more, we socially are showing that one more now. But when they actually get through to the website, they're selecting 20% because they're sharing that one more. So, I mean, going forward, we've got ideas and plans of what we could potentially do with that. But that's what I found really interesting, and we would never have known that without starting this offer, that actually pulls them in. But the one that you didn't think is what they're staying for. So yeah, I mean, that is probably the biggest thing that I found really interesting.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Like, it's very exciting to see how like actually consumers are interacting with these different offers.
They're strange.
Yeah, absolutely. And then even like taking advantage of kind of now having your Klaviyo integration enabled, and actually being able to follow up with those customers in different channels is definitely amazing to be able to do. And what would you tell someone who's considering using Enhance?
Well, I would definitely say to anybody who's, if they're already using, Mention Me, they're already on Refer a Friend, it's definitely worth doing these tests, because I think no matter where you are in your business, whatever you think you know about your customer, you can always learn something new. And with Enhance, you can either solidify those ideas of what you thought you knew and what your customer wants, or you can get a completely new grasp as to where your business can go, what they actually want. There's kind of no end to what you can test with it, so there is nothing to lose with doing it. And like I say, with people being given the choice, I think, is the most important thing, because when somebody is shown one offer and not the other, how are you ever going to know that they wouldn't have preferred that other offer? And you've lost them because they've gone, I don't like that one, and so they've left. When they're shown both, you know, and they still leave, then okay, fine, you're not for us, we're giving you 2 offers, you still don't want to purchase, fine. But when they're shown both and they get to choose that offer, I think it's incredibly important for that customer. They feel that they're in control of what they're getting. So 100%, I would recommend anybody to give it a go. If they're not already with Mention Me or Refer a Friend scheme, I wouldn't go immediately in with that. I would start with your simple A/B testing and build to that, because I think you need to get all of your data. Like I say, we've been running this for 75 days and we don't know everything yet. It's constantly evolving, but definitely you've got to give everything a go.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And as with our A/B testing functionality, the more you test and the more you experiment, the more you learn about your customers and what engages them, and that this is how you're developing those kind of really customized experiences. So thank you so much, Cheryl. Thank you so much for your time today. I just wanted to kind of wrapping up on Enhance before we move on to our second topic for today, which is all about kind of driving performance through our marketing and automation integrations. And really excited here, Cheryl, you're already using our Klaviyo integration as well. Just to wrap up, you can now see how through Enhance you are able to drive really kind of incredible results for your business, really learn more about your customers, start to engage them across multiple touch points. And what's more, you can do all of that without any kind of technical work on your side. And obviously, Cheryl, you were a bit of a visionary. We were still developing the functionality when you reached out to us, but now it's all available.
But I didn't have to do that work, so that's fine.
Yeah, it was all on our side for sure. But all we need to do from you now is just the go ahead. You're ready to go. So if you're interested in Enhance, please do speak to your client manager, and we'll be absolutely happy to help. So I will hand it over now to Roy to talk through our second part of the webinar, which is all about our marketing automation integrations.
Excellent. Thank you, Anke and Cheryl. That was fantastic, really insightful. It's great to hear it in action, feature in action, and it brings such benefits to the business for you, Cheryl. So we're going to move on to the second part, as Anke has said, doing more with marketing automation integration. So just to let you know, at Mention Me, partner strategy is a huge piece of what we want to do and what we have been doing. As we go forward through the year, we're going to be announcing a lot of new partner integrations, tech integrations, as well as agency partnerships as well. But why are we doing that? Why are we investing in this side? Because we know that whenever we go into any business, there's multiple marketing tools at their disposal. And the best thing we want to do is create that seamless customer experience for brands today, so that whatever channel they're on, there's a consistent message they're getting and it isn't jarring for them. So we're going to announce today 3 new marketing automation integrations. But why did we pick marketing automation? Well, marketing automation platforms are hugely on the rise. We're going to talk about those in a minute. But again, it's about giving that consistent view across the marketing touch points. So the automation platforms today are going to allow you personalisation. Has been a huge thing for a number of years now. And we know we moved on to customer experience. So by integrating closely with marketing automation platforms, we can make sure that personalization makes sense. So if someone's on your website, we know how valuable it is if we can get them to refer, become a brand advocate. So if you're on your website, or if you're sending an email out, or there's some other touch point that you're using your marketing automation tool for, and you're able to know from the data that we have, the first party data that we already have on your consumers, whether they're at the right point whenever they might refer, then that's going to be critical to making sure that they have the right experience, and also that you help you to achieve your business goals as well. So again, just going back to the product strategy that we talked about, this journey that we want to help the customers to come on through. Remember boxes 2 and 3. So integrated referral to deliver consistent multi-channel referral programs. So that's what we're talking about here, along with referral used to optimize across marketing channels. So by integrating, having these integrations with marketing automation tools, we're enabling you to have a multi-touch referral program. So not just post-purchase, or not perhaps on the landing page, but actually whenever you're reaching out with other communications across the customer journey. And then obviously helping to make all the marketing channels smarter with the data we have as well. So that was just a reminder of the journey. And we can see then what that can do then whenever we're looking to unlock relationships using these integrations. So obviously you're looking to increase your marketable audience, so who you can talk to at different times, increase their purchase rate, and drive advocacy. These are all goals, obviously, that we want to be able to help with our integrations going forward. And again, we come back to this point about how important it is to use that first-party data. We know the true value of referral data, of knowing who's going to refer, when they're going to refer, what it is excites them about a brand. All of that can go into helping you meet your business goals, whether that's acquisition, obviously, or retention, increasing lifetime value, be able to increase advocacy with the brand going forward. So today, what we're happy to do is we're happy to announce that we have new marketing automation integrations with Immersis, with Klaviyo, and with Emetria. And again, the goal here is to make sure that you have a multi-channel experience when it comes down to advocacy and referral with your customers. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to hand back over to Anka again, who's going to go into a bit more detail about some of the results that we've seen through using these integrations with your referral program on Mention Me platform.
Thank you, Roy. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the benefits of these integrations. And if you've noticed so far, there is a theme to the conversation that we're having today, and it's all about how important first-party data is. So by feeding referral data into our partners in real time, we can provide previously untapped insights to help you with your strategy. And so it can help you improve your segmentation because it will allow you to identify customers by their referral activity and personalize your communication accordingly. It will also help streamline processes, and we've heard a lot of that from our clients. As like all of us, we are don't have a lot of time on our hands, so all of these integrations are available in real time. The data is available in real time. There is no kind of manual upload, download of reports or of data anymore. And overall, it helps you drive more performance. And that could be either by improving the performance of your referral program, because you can be much more customized in your communications with your customers, or by increasing your database, for example, in real time. And we've seen that from the newsletter sign-up functionality that we are offering. We are able to pass those marketing qualified leads back into your tool, and then you're able to nurture them immediately after they signed up to your newsletter. And here's just a few examples of how you can use this data. Obviously, the having your data feeding into your marketing automation tool is amazing, because then you can start kind of really creating these personalized experiences for your customers. But for example, you could be tapping into your improving your referral performance by sending personalized referral emails. You could be sending coupon reminders. You could be sending reminders to customers to share again. You could be also growing your database. So as I mentioned, we will automatically feed any marketing qualified leads that are coming through either the referral program from the friends that are signing up to your newsletter, or through customers that are simply being offered an incentive to sign up to your newsletter. And then you can start sending them these welcome emails straight away. You can start nurturing them. And you can also start segmenting your customers by different attributes. So for example, how many referrals they've made, what NPS score they've been given, what discounts they've been given as well, and you can remind them. So it's really all about driving the business goals that most matter for you. And again, as with Enhance previously, the results speak for themselves. And we've seen really strong, amazing results with our clients. One of them, DB, by using the newsletter sign up and connecting it straight into their own marketing automation tool, have seen an amazing increase to their database by collecting the signups on post-purchase. And also what we're seeing with some of the personalized activity that our clients are running with referral. So for example, the personalized emails or coupon reminders, we're seeing really incredible open and click-through rates. So we've seen up to 17% in click-through rate on some of these emails. If you consider kind of a 3 or 4% benchmark in terms of click-through rate on emails, that is quite an achievement. And there's also massive benefits in terms of new customer acquisition and increases in revenue and repeat revenue. One of our clients has seen an increase in 25% new customers through coming through referral by sending more personalized communication and using that data to connect it back to their tool. So like I said, the stats speak for themselves, and we are seeing amazing kind of results from our clients. And there's no end to how much personalization you could be doing by using the referral data straight into your tool. So I'll hand it back over to Roy for our final wrap up for the webinar today.
Excellent. So I just want to take you back to this quote again. So how important it is that probably referral is the most essential ingredient for sustainable growth. And we've seen today through our new product launches how we're making referral even more powerful through Enhance. So being able to, number one is helping you to meet different business goals, but to understand where people are on that referral journey so that you can nurture them towards becoming brand advocates. How that helps you to grow your first party data that then can be used not only to make referrals smarter, but to make other decisions smarter about what to talk about to someone about on which channel at which time. We've also seen the marketing integrations obviously helps this as well. Well, through marketing integrations, you're able to have a multi-channel referral program, which is so much more powerful. And obviously Anka talked about some of the stats there that we have. So what do you do if you're interested in finding out more about these new features or new products? Well, please reach out to your client success manager or our sales team, and they'll only be too happy to walk you through, give you demos, and take you through the features and products in detail. So thank you very much for your attendance today. I really appreciate it. Just the results of our poll, the clear winner was brands looking help for acquisition costs, which kind of backs up some of the features that we've been putting together to help drive those down for you with using referral as a marketing channel. But I think that there we maybe have a few questions in. Is that right, Elisa?
Yeah, so we've got a few questions that were previously submitted. Any questions that you guys have, please do type them into the chat box, and Anka and Roy will do their best to answer as many as possible in the time left. But question number one from Dan is, do I need any tech work to get this enabled?
I'll pick that up. So no, there's absolutely no tech work needed for either Enhance or for the integrations that we have gone through. So if you're already running a referral program with us, we will be able to, so Enhance works off of the tag that you have already integrated with your website when you first launched a referral program with us. Other than that, we will do all the setup for you. So no tech work on your side required.
We've just had a question through from Altav. Also, coincidentally, both Jenny and Leanne beforehand also wanted to know this. Does Enhance come at an extra cost?
Yeah, so there is an additional licensing cost for Enhance, but it's obviously based on the value that it generates. So if you wanted to reach out again to your account manager or to your sales team, they can take you through what that looks like. And as I say, and obviously again, the stats that show why it's a worthwhile investment. For marketing automation, there's no additional cost at this time. No.
Perfect. A couple more here that were pre-submitted. Oddie wants to know, what can we expect in terms of like other new features coming that will help empower our clients?
Yes, absolutely. So we have a really exciting product roadmap coming this for this year, and we will be actually sharing it with all of you over the coming weeks. But we are working towards a very exciting launch later in May, which will be all about using the data and using AI to drive kind of better predictions for your brand and really drive your growth for the business. So watch out this space. There's definitely a lot of excitement in product innovations that we're working on, and you can expect more to come from us.
And we've got a question here from James in the chat box. It's quite a long one, but I think the summary of the question is currently not a client, so prospect of some sort, very strong NPS scores. They were saying that they're their ideal brand to leverage personalized referral and ultimately advocacy throughout the customer lifecycle. Currently too small. So James, is that revenue or is that average customer order? It'd be great for us to have a bit more insight on that. But is there any plan for Mention Me to launch a growing business offering so we can start as we mean to go on? I guess this is all about, are we planning to expand our criteria to work with smaller companies or help smaller companies maybe reach a certain average order value or revenue in order to incorporate Mention Me?
Sure, I could take that one. So the answer is we're constantly evaluating the kind of customer segments that we're looking to work with, both from a product point of view, looking at how we can make the product much easier, looking at self-serve options perhaps later in the year that we'll be looking at, and as well as that as a business, we're looking at some of those stats. So it'd be interesting if you want to get in touch with what your current business model looks like. So as Eliza said, what your order volume looks like, what your revenue streams look like, and it's something we could look at going forward.
And then I have one final question that was submitted anonymously. In your opinion, so I'm guessing this is from a non-client because it goes, in your opinion, what is the best way for me to sell referral marketing to the wider business?
I think that we've got a lot of we have got a lot of resources there that can help you with that. You know, we've been working now in the referral business for 8 or 9 years. We have seen huge returns from across multiple industries and a multiple business size. We have a lot of stats there that we can help you do. So if you wanted to get in contact with our sales team, we definitely can provide you with some simple decks, some simple one-pagers that helps you point out exactly the benefit of referral, especially obviously in the changing landscape, you know, with, as we've talked about at the start of the call, with the death of the third-party cookie, with obviously changes to privacy laws and the need to be able to use more first-party data. Now would be a good time to do that. So definitely there's multiple resources that we can provide to help you to build a business case. We'd be happy to work with you on that as well going forward. And we can give you the best point of contact. We can follow up and give you that. By all means, James, if you want to reach out to me directly, please do. I'm happy to do that. You'll find me on LinkedIn. You can do that and we can have a chat there.
That's all the pre-submitted questions this side, Anchor and Roy.
Excellent. Well, listen, thanks, folks. This has been fantastic. I hope you found it interesting. As I say, if you want to find out some more about these new features and how you can use them and the benefits of using them, then please reach out either to obviously our sales team. You can, of course, reach out to me directly on LinkedIn, and I can put you in touch with the right person for that. Or else, if you're an existing client, with our client success team. So thank you for your time today. Much appreciated. And hopefully we'll chat to you soon about some really exciting new features that are coming up around May time.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, folks.